Wolf of Fantasy Sports, DFS Wolfpack, NFL Week 10 Draftkings player pricing. First look, starting with the quarterback position. Kyla Murray, 8,000 versus Buffalo. He had his highest output of 41.9 DraftKings points versus Miami. 3 touchdowns, rushing touchdown, broke the 100-yard rushing mark, got the bonus. Has 8 rushing touchdowns in 8 games this year. Only 1 game where he didn't have a rushing touchdown, and that was versus Carolina. Definitely viable. 8,000 if you pay up. I like him better than Rodgers. I like him better than Wilson. Josh Allen's in play versus Arizona, 7,500. This game's indoors. Not my favorite. I'll find 500 to get up to Murray. I called out Josh Allen as a bounce back candidate of the week versus Seattle. He put up over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, broke out, definitely bounced back. So Josh Allen's in play, but not my favorite. Deshaun Watson, 6,900 in play, but I prefer Justin Herbert at 6,600 versus Miami. I think this game will be close, and I like the spot for him. Looking at Jared Goff going up against Seattle. You saw what Josh Allen was able to do. I think this is a bounce-back spot. You should get 20-plus DraftKings points here. Seattle's given up the most passing yards per game to the quarterback position. So I really like Jared Goff. I'd like him more if he was 6K or less, but 6,500, he's viable. Pair him up with Kupp, Woods. Tom Brady in a bounce-back spot at 6,300. Did not throw a touchdown pass versus New Orleans. Got beat by New Orleans twice this year. They have his number, so I think he comes back, bounces back, 6,300. In play here in GPP for me. Under 6K, I'm looking at Tua, 5,600. I like that play a lot versus the Chargers. This should be a back-and-forth game. Tua at home, real good spot. Looking at Lock, I'm off a Lock at 5,500. I'm off of Luton. Alex Smith should get the start. Not high on him this week versus Detroit, but I think he's in play. Pair him up with F1 and GPP. Now Daniel Jones at 5,200 at home. We saw last year that he had a few games where he did break the slate and put up over 30 plus. His best game this year was versus Philly. Put up 22.7 DraftKings points. I think this could be a ceiling game for him. At 5,200, it's viable in GPPs. For my money, I'm going to be in the 6K range with Justin Herbert, or I'm paying up for Kyla Murray. First look, I'm going to lock in Herbert. Running back position, I like Aaron Jones at 7,100 versus Jacksonville. McCaffrey's out. Look at Mike Davis. He's 4K. And that will be a free square of the week. Lock play, free square, Mike Davis if McCaffrey is out. So look into that. Now, McCaffrey was 8,500 in my write-up. I said if you get him and Dalvin Cook in your lineup, that'll be tough to pay up for wide receivers. But none of the wide receivers were worth paying up last week. So that definitely was the optimum build to get up to the top of GPPs. That paid off if you were able to get McCaffrey and Dalvin Cook in your lineups. A lot of 3K guys that went off, like Moore for Seattle. That was the route to go. Looking, and you're not going to get him any cheaper. He's already went up $500. So Aaron Jones, 7,100. I like that play. I'm locking him in for the first look. James Conner, bounce back spot versus Cincinnati. Didn't do anything last week. Was in a really good position. Now he's got Cincinnati, 6,900. He burned a lot of people last week, including myself in a few lineups. Think he could go off here. Price in the move. Chubb should be back this week, so Hunt. I'm off of Hunt. Even though Hunt has put up higher scores with Chubb in the game, maybe that's contrarian to go with Hunt. James Robinson, 6,600 versus Green Bay. Green Bay's been giving up on the ground. James Robinson's not Dalvin Cook, but he's been putting up big scores this year. You saw his upside. I think last game he dropped, second to last game versus the Chargers, put up 34.7. This is a spot where he could do damage, so he's in play at 6,600. Chase Edmonds didn't do anything last week. Now he has Buffalo. Buffalo could give it up on the ground, so 6,300. Look at Chase Edmonds. Not too many people want to go back to him. Looking at Boston Scott in play versus Giants. Don't love it, though. Antonio Gibson, 5,600. Fumbled last week. Game script probably went out the window. Looking at Gibson versus Detroit. I like him a lot. 5,600. Somebody I'll be locking in. Now, Fournette or Jones, I think one of these guys could go off. Fournette seems to be getting more targets as of late, so I'd take Fournette over Jones. Gordon's in play at the price, 5,200 for GPP. Duke Johnson got the work. after David Johnson left early with a concussion. Put up 16.3 Draftkings points with 16 attempts, 4 targets, went 4 for 4. Definitely in play versus Cleveland. That's somewhat of a revenge game, so I think 5,000 have exposure. GPP. If you're paying down, Gallman 4,500 got a touchdown last week, and in the last 3 games has a touchdown. He's been getting good attempts and some targets. I think Gallman's in play here versus Philly. And then if you go any lower, Mike Davis 4,000 if McCaffrey's out. So I'll lock in Gibson in the first look build. Now we got Herbert, so we want to pair him up with Keenan Allen. If you look here, his price went up $100. 11, 12, 13 targets in the last 3. 2 touchdowns in the last 2 games. He's getting a lot of targets versus Miami. Pair him with Herbert. Now Adams, if you look at Adams getting a ton of targets too, and you get Keenan Allen at a significant discount, $1,900 less. So I think Adams is in play, but if you can get up to him, get up to him. Now if Trey White is out, Hopkins is a very good play at 7,700. Now Hopkins has won his matchup versus Trey White before, but if White's out, that's just a really, really good play. Pair him up with Kyla Murray. Metcalfe could be any matchup. He did White good versus White. White went out, caught the touchdown at the end of the game there. Metcalfe versus the Rams. He might see some Ramsey. So look at Metcalfe. That's a matchup that's going to be tough for Ramsey if it's one-on-one. Looking at Diggs, 7,500 in play. Josh Allen's favorite target. Michael Thomas is a 9K player. He's at 7,400. Hasn't done anything all season. Now we're looking at Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, pair him up with Jared Goff. I like him over Woods. The price is real close. I'll pay up for Kupp. Will Fuller's got 100 yards or a touchdown in every game this year if you look here. Viable versus Cleveland. F1 McLaurin versus Detroit in play. Tyler Lockett in play versus 6,500 versus the Rams. Fulgham's been good all season. Mike Evans, Godwin, or Antonio Brown? That's the question. I think 2 of these guys get in the box this week. Which 2? Not sure, but Godwin's hand's banged up, so I'd probably take Evans and Antonio Brown. Don't know if either one of them has high upside though. A lot of targets, a lot of players they can spread the ball to. Looking at Kirk in play versus Buffalo. Brandon Cooks seen a lot of targets for 5,600. This is crazy. 9, 9, 9, and 12. So somebody I'll be locking in on the first look. You tell me he's gonna get another 12 or 10 targets for 5,600. I'm playing him. Looking at Judy, his price went up. Last week he was almost an auto lock in every lineup. John Brown's a good play at 5,300. Price went up. Deontay Johnson seeing the targets. As long as he doesn't leave the game, he's seeing a lot of targets. 10, 13, 15, 10. Just got to stay healthy. 5,200. I like that play a lot. And if I'm going down, Jalen Reagor, 4,200 versus the Giants. He got in the box, saw 6 targets. I think the more he plays, the better he can do. He played 3 games this year. 4 targets, 1 for 4, 55 yards, 4 for 4, 41. 3 for 6, 16 yards, 1 touchdown. I think this guy has slate-breaking ability at Jalen at 4,200. Definitely in play. Somebody I like a lot. And if you're looking at a 3K play, you got, where is he? Chris Conley, 3,000. The Chenault is out. He was 7 for 8, 52 yards. Somebody who can get it done at 3K. I'm going to go to Jalen Reagor for this first look build. Looking at the tight end spot. Waller the Baller in play. Seeing around 5 to 10 targets. TJ Hawkinson if Galladay's out. I like that a lot. Good matchup versus Washington. Evan Ingram, 4,500. Definitely in play. And Robert Tonyan at 3,600. We saw this guy get 3 touchdowns before. He could get another 3 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns here. Somebody I'm looking at 3,600. I think he's viable. Hunter Henry dropped a touchdown pass. It's only a matter of time before he clicks with Herbert. 4,100 is a good price. Ebron, red zone threat, touchdown monster. 4,400 in play. I'm going to lock in Ingram. Defense, I'm just going to pay down on the first look. I'm going to look at the Rams versus Seattle, 2,200. Go with them. That leaves me 7,100 for the last spot, and I'm going to take either Cooper Kupp or Connor. Pick who you want, or you can go with Will Fuller. You can move stuff around. think I'm just going to go to Cooper Kupp, get exposure to that Rams wide receiver core. 6,900, that leaves me $200 if you want to upgrade any spot. I think this is a good first look lineup. Good luck. DFS Wolfpack, Wolf of Fantasy Sports. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter. Hit me up on Patreon. Sign up. I drop in all my content. My bounce back player of the week was Josh Allen with Diggs. I told you to run it back with Lockett or more, whoever you could afford. The skeleton builds that I provide help you get to the money. You can ask me questions 24/7. Patreon is official. Check out my Patreon. Sign up. It's $20. You can't beat that for all the information you get and the access you get to me 24/7 throughout the week to help you with season long, Draftkings, FanDuel, Yahoo, Super Draft. Super Draft went off, cashed, and all the Super Draft lineups that I put out this week. So good luck. Hit me up. 1.